Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osama here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add and customize your cookie banners for your GoHighLevel websites. Now, this is really essential and helpful in order to make sure that you are fully compliant with GDPR and you are also being transparent with your end users. So let's dive into my screen right here and I'll show you how to set this up. All right, so I'm in my GoHighLevel sub account in the website builder. And in order to add the cookie consent banner, you have to click on this cookie icon right here. And once you select that, it will open a pop-up towards the right side. So firstly, it will ask you to enable the cookie consent banner. So we will go ahead and enable this, and it will ask you for your consent here. And once you mark this here and click on agree, it will open up more options right here. So you can see here that it says if you're planning to use analytics tool like Facebook, Pixel, or GTM, it refers to a help article by GoHighLevel, which you can read through if you want to make sure that you're tracking the Facebook or Google events the correct way. So you can read through this. It is linked right here. Then if you talk about our options, the first thing we have is general settings. So the first compliance type is ask to opt in, which you can see right here that it gives an option to the end users to accept it. And if you say do not ask, it will just serve as sort of a notification where they can just click OK, telling the end user that you're tracking their cookies, right? I'm going to shift this to ask to opt in for now. And then here you can change this message description. It says we use cookies to improve your experience and so on and so forth. So if you want to customize that, you can easily customize this text right here. Then it also gives you an option to link this to your own privacy policy, which I do recommend. So if you select this option right here, just type in the link to your privacy policy right here. So I'll just go ahead and type that here so that we are fully compliant. And then you can also change the button text or the hyperlink text right here. You can say privacy policy, or if you want to learn more, that is completely up to you. So you can customize these here. Then we have the styling options here. So under the styling options, you can customize the font. You can also change the background color. For example, I want to have my brand colors here or something closer to that. I can easily do that here. So you can easily customize that by the hex codes. You can also change the text color, the link colors, and it gives you a bunch of options to make sure that you can brand it in your own colors. Then under advanced settings, we also have a consent expiration. So you can set it to 14 days. So if somebody has given you consent, it will expire in 14 days. And if they come back again after that time duration, it will ask them to accept cookies again. So you can easily customize this. Then next up, we have the layout option. So under the layout, you can select between different templates that GoHighLevel offers. So you can click on the bottom banner here, which looks like this. Then we have the top banner, and then we have this one. We have a right floating one, and then center floating one. I do like the right floating one. I think this is quite intuitive, so we can go forward with this. Then if we move over to the cookie list, we have some more options. So firstly, we have show customized button option. If you enable this, of course, it will allow customization options for the end user. So under the preference pop-up, you can change the title as well as the description. And then you also have some styling options for this screen as well, where you can customize this. So completely up to you, gives you the full options that you might want to use, right? So if we close this out, the last and the most important part is where we have the essential cookies or functional analytics. So here you basically want to add your cookies, and I'll explain you how this works. So firstly, if we talk about these categories, essential cookies are that are a must, that are required by the website to work. So if you have anything that is absolutely needed in order to make sure that you have full functionality of your website, then you will add those cookies here. Then functional cookies are more of a supporting role. So if you are collecting user experience surveys or something along those lines, they would qualify as the functional cookie. And then for analytics, it qualifies more for Google tag events, right? So if you want to add that cookie, that would go under analytics. Then we have three more categories. So performance is, of course, something that is speeding up your website. So you would put that here. Advertising, if you are making use of any pixels or something that is helping you target this specific user, then you would put that under advertising. And then the last one is uncategorized. So if something doesn't qualify, of course, you can put this here. So now let's go ahead and I'll show you how to add a couple of cookies so you can get an idea of how this works and you can follow the same principle across the board. So I'm going to add one advertising cookie and then one analytics cookie. So for analytics, I will add the cookie for Google Analytics, since that makes sense. And for advertising, I will put in a cookie for the Facebook tracking. So let's go ahead. Under advertising, I'm going to click on add cookie right here. So under the cookie ID, you have to paste this code right here. This works for the Facebook tracking stuff. Again, I'll just paste this in the description as well for your ease. This will basically help you match all the meta cookies. So you can just put this here and it will work for all of them. Then here you have to choose a duration. So how many days will this cookie stay valid? For example, I'll just put 90 days as a reference. Then here under the domain, you have to put your own domain. So in this case, I will just put in my domain right here, and then you can also add a description right here. For example, I'll put this here like, this helps us deliver relevant ads content tailored for you. So something along those lines. And then you can go ahead and click on save. And then for analytics, I'm going to click on add cookie right here. And then I will put in this code GA dash, and then we have that asterisk sign. This is optional, but what it essentially does is it is a regex pattern. So anything that comes after GA, because Google Analytics has different types of IDs, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, or it could be another one, or you might have multiple IDs, or you might be changing them in the future. So it is always a good idea to have it generalized. So even though if you change things at the back end, it still qualifies here. So you can actually make use of this regex pattern to make sure that it basically encompasses all kinds of IDs. Next up, we do have duration. So I'll put in 90 days here again. And again, under the domain, I will just put in my domain right here. And then you can put in a description here. And once you're happy with these settings, you can see them over to the left on how it will appear to the end users. So we'll go ahead and click on save right here so that we can actually go ahead and preview this. All right, so I've just opened up the website right here. So it gives you the option to accept all or accept essential. And because we enable the customize option, if I click on that, it will show me these options right here, right? So if you do not want to do it this way, you can go back here under the cookie consent, and then you can disable the customize option so it does not let people see what kind of cookies are you accepting, or if you do not want to allow pick and choose between those, this disable option will work. So now if I go ahead and click on save right here and do a quick refresh, we will see that the customize option is now gone, and I only have an option to either accept essential or accept all. So if I click on accept all, now I basically have accepted all the cookies that I had built in, the functional one, the advertising one, and of course the essential one gets added in by default. So this is how easy it was to set up the cookie consent bar for your websites and make sure that you're fully compliant and being transparent with your end users. If you found this video helpful, please leave your feedback down below. This is Osama signing off. I'll see you in the next one.